Great, mate. What's your question?
The question, what we're looking at implementing down the track is we're trying to get more customers' details at shows and stuff like that. What we want to try and do is implement a QR code and have no brochures at a show at all. Okay. And that way, when they scan the code, we get their details. So I'm just wondering your opinion on it.
Yeah, I've got a few thoughts on QR codes. Actually, they've kind of coming back a little bit trendy at the moment, which is interesting. They never went anywhere, and I'm convinced it's because there was not a QR code built into a phone. So if phones had a standard QR code reader built into them, then they probably would have taken off. But they didn't, and so you actually had to go to the App Store, download your QR code reader, and then half of them didn't work because they were lame, and people just gave up. So yes, I think you should try it because it is a very seamless way for people to do it. So that's one thing that is good. But even if you don't have a QR code, I think people will give you their information if they feel like the trade-off is valuable enough, right? So if the perceived value of what you're going to give them is high, they will give you their details, QR code or not QR code. If it's just a brochure, that's not enough of a trade for someone, right? They're not going to be like, because, I mean, your product, what's your product?
Slide-on campers and camper trailers.
Perfect. So you go to these shows and there's 1,000 different providers of campers, caravans, those sort of things, right? And everybody else is handing out brochures. So what happens in the mind of the people that go to these shows is they don't value brochures because everyone's giving them away. So by default, they won't value yours. So we've got to give them a bigger reason to trade their details, okay? And I don't know what that is, but you've got to think about how you're going to pitch this to them. Yeah, for example, let's just be absolutely crazy for a second. If you said, hey, give me your details and I'll send you my brochure, and if you go ahead, I'll give you 50% off the price of a camper, right? That's madness. They're all giving you their details. QR code, no QR code, right? They will give you their details. Now that obviously doesn't work. I'm just trying to pull from two extremes. So at what point does it work? At what point is it like, hey, give us your details and we're going to do this for you as well as send you a brochure? And the this for you needs to be in their mind valuable enough that they do the exchange, okay? Maybe it's done instantly, okay? Maybe that's a little thing where you go, give me your details, and instead of sending it at the end of the day, we're going to push something to your phone while you're stood here right now so that you can have a look through the brochure right now. Maybe that's a little bit, interesting for them. But it needs to be more value than a brochure, okay? Maybe, let me give you some for examples. Maybe it's like, hey, if you give me your details, I'll send you the brochure. I'll also send you a link to our website where you can build your own camper and you can drag and drop the wheels you want, the colors you want, the top you want, the side you want, That makes people go, oh, that sounds cool. I'll do that because the perceived value is more than a brochure.